This highly important migration boat is one of the largest and most beautifully carved examples in existence. In fact, at 16 inches in length, this sculpture is one of the most imposing the artist ever created. Viewers of this work will be immediately impressed, however, not just by the sheer scale of the sculpture, but also by the sense of energy and excitement evident in both the overall composition and in the figures themselves. We feel the sense of drama and urgency that is more typical of the more roughly carved expressionistic examples made by the artist in the mid-1970s, towards the very end of his career. It is well known that Joe TALIRUNILI regularly changed up the details in his various versions of his migration story. In a sense, each version is virtually unique in its attributes. The number of occupants and the composition of the crew vary considerably. Several versions lack sails. Interestingly, all of the migration boats in TALIRUNILI's drawings and prints are depicted without sails, while a few even lack paddlers. Attributes that appear here and there are rifles, harpoons, and dogs. Paper labels and folk art style repairs are not uncommon. For a rare example with a kayak, see the First Arts Catalog, May 2019, Lot 18. This outstanding sculpture depicts most of these attributes and then some. It may be that the unusually large size of this example allowed Joe to add extra features. At the bow, we see a man with a rifle, referencing the part of the story in which the shaman grandmother instructs two men to shoot at the island, allowing the boat to approach it. There is also a harpooner, and most unusually, also an avatak or sealskin float. The woman with a distinctive bun, shown directly behind the harpooner, may be the grandmother Aulaluk. Other women as well as children are included as well. While other of Joe's boats contain dogs, we do not recall another one that includes a kamutik and a captured seal. The boat is inscribed underneath with the artist's first name and his disc number. As with other fine versions of TALIRUNILI's famous migration story, this sculpture surprises and delights the viewer with small touches of quirkiness and humor. We love the way one of the dogs rests its chin on its forepaws as it peers out over the gunwale of the boat, apparently as oblivious as the woman or girl next to it that there are sled runners resting on their heads. Similarly, the rifleman rather awkwardly steadies his weapon on the head of another passenger. Joe TALIRUNILI has brilliantly imbued this magnificent sculpture with humanity and heroism and even humor. This migration boat resembles two other fine examples from the mid-1960s in several ways. The Joe boat in the Toomey collection at the Winnipeg Art Gallery, although considerably smaller, is one of the closest stylistically to our example. In both the Toomey boat and this one, the figures, men, women, children, and dogs, are fully carved, and both have relatively few paddlers. The Toomey example sports a mast, but does not include a kamutik, seal, avatak, or harpoon. The other example, very similar in scale and also without a sail, is in the TD Bank collection. It contains more human figures than our example. They are tightly packed rather than openly carved. The TD boat, however, contains few of the additional elements seen in this remarkable version, which it is our honor to present to the public for the first time since it was carved 54 years ago.